I think okay. For me, wazazi wangu, they are contrary to that. They were for invest, you know.
Sorry?
Yeah, my grandparents, both sides,
Mm-hmm.
they advised their children to invest, not to save instead, you know. And I also think it also narrows down to the kind of professions they had. One was an accountant, one was a personnel manager. I think that was what it was called at that time. And they used to stress invest, you know. So, rather for me, when it's being passed down, I'm told to invest, you understand? Because sometimes my mom tells me, siwezi kupea hii pesa yote kwa sababu I have to focus on my retirement plan. You understand? I can't start saving is not working for me, you know? I'm investing. So hii pesa yote, half inaenda kwa retirement plan, half ndio yako. So I'm pro invest. Hii saa hii sasa unasave nini? You know when you invest you get returns hiyo kama ni hiyo trip unataka Dubai and I also think who talks about saving these days? To be very honest. I mean, if you and your friends talk about saving, then you should really check yourself. Yeah.
Okay.
I think saving. Okay, the reasons why people save obviously ni kwa sababu you need to have money somewhere, stashed somewhere because of a rainy day, because of you need money to spend, right? And while you do have your budget and you set aside money to spend, you also have to stash money somewhere because sometimes you can overshoot your budget. So therefore, you don't want to run to your friends begging, borrowing. So you want to have some funds somewhere. Sometimes you get an expense that you had not budgeted for, an emergency, for example. That's why you save. Sometimes people save not for personal use, but for to take advantage of an opportunity that may come your way. For example, your friend may be in trouble and he offers to sell his car, the only asset he has, for like quarter the price. If you have the funds somewhere, stashed somewhere, savings, you can do that. You can use it to do what? You can leverage that cash, get the asset, and take advantage of something that was grossly underpriced. So it's called, I think, speculation. You save that money for speculative reason. You want, saa zingine you hear there is an auction somewhere, there is a land that you think is a prime plot and it's going for cheap. But if your money is tied up somewhere there, saa zingine it's very hard to liquidate it in quick fast.
Yeah.
And there are many reasons why people save up. But again, when you say the decision to save up has to be based on the reason. There is someone who is saving up so that they can start a business. So they are setting money aside so that when it becomes, let's say, $1 million, it will be now sufficient capital to launch a business or to buy an asset, a car, a plot of land, or some such things. Again, not everybody has the acumen to invest because investing is something it requires skills.
Yeah.
So I think the question of whether to invest or save has to be both for me. You have to save and invest. But the ratio of how much you invest versus how much you save has to correspond with how you project your immediate future and the goals you have. When you invest, sometimes even in saving, you do not have to save it as money in bank or M-Pesa. You can save in investments that are called near money investments. For example, if you invest in shares, those shares you can quickly sell them. You can call your broker, tell them, I want my money. They sell them. So even if you might not, you might get penalized for cashing out quickly, you'll get your money. So it's near money. It's an investment, but in case you need that money immediately, you can. Yeah. You can invest in, let's say, you know these things that you can convert easily, like a fixed deposit account. A fixed deposit account in a bank is a saving, but it's also set up in a way that it's earning
An
interest.
investment.
So it's also an investment. Now, maybe the question should be whether to invest aggressively or like cautiously. Because now if you, for example, speculate too much, like you buy a plot, you know this plot in 2 years will have grown, the place, the area will have appreciated and you'll make a lot of money. That's an aggressive sort of investing, and it's also risky because if it doesn't grow as you had projected, or worse still, if you need that money quick enough and you can get a buyer quick enough, then so I think it's a balance.
I agree with you. Pali tu nadifa kidogo is the investment. I think anything is worth investing in. Anything that you think you have knowledge of, and understand the workings, the inner workings, you can invest in. Maybe what to invest in business ya chapati. You know, if you have some small money to invest, you can hire someone there, you buy a gas cooker, and you buy unga, and it gives you some passive income. I think that is the end goal of investing, is passive income that can be generated without you really applying yourself. So I agree with you also. Saving is good because to invest, you have to have something. In fact, worthwhile investments need a lot of money. So you need to save up so that you can maybe buy that car and put it in Uber or, you know, matatu. Yes, you need to save, but you need to balance it out, the saving and the investing. It's like the egg chicken argument, which came first. So I think it's different to everyone. Some people save, then they invest, then it becomes big. Some people invest so that they get the big money so they can save, you know.
Yeah. Like you invest to save.
Yes.
You are investing your little money so that it can become big money, so that then you can invest it now properly.
Yes.
That one, I get it.
Yeah. So it's like that. I think it's not it's not an or thing. It's an and thing. So it's save and invest more than save or invest.
Yeah, and for me to add on that, I think with saving, you need top tier financial discipline. Sababu, nitaanza kusave. I'll start saving right now. I save up to, let's say, like around 100,000. When I'm saving, it means like kuna vitu najinyima, right?
Yes.
Najinyima some maybe sherehe, ama some few accessories za nyumba, ama some shopping, vitu tu kidogo kidogo. Then when I'm on my way to 100, maybe I'm at 70, I walk into Ken's shop. Nimepata Ken ako na 65-inch Google TV. Ken, how much? Ini 70. Lakini jue ni rafiki yangu. Hivyo ndo Ken ananiambianga. Ni 70, lakini jue ni rafiki yangu, nipatie 50. Sina hiyo TV, sina TV kwangu, ama maybe kwangu niko na 43 inch. Then I'd be like, nitaanza tena upya.
Simebakisha 20.
Si 20, nitaanza tena upya. Ken, shika hii 50 nipatie TV, nimeenda na TV.
Which derails you from your plan.
Yeah, which sasa ume backtrack.
Yes.
But sasa unahitaji that financial discipline. Hiyo nao lazima ukue nayo. Without that, you cannot save.
That's true.
Okay, that's what I believe. Without a tight financial discipline, like utajiekewe mwenyewe, you cannot save.
I think
Ama ukikuja kwa ile mentality like, if the money you have,
Eat the money.
cannot solve your problems.
eat the
that
money.
Bro, that was a meme, bro. For viewers, don't understand this thing. It's really memes. Don't actually do that.
No. Let me give you this analogy.
That money will save your baby when you
Wait.
No.
at night.
Just small.
Listen. I'm giving you this analogy. You have like rent areas of like, let's say 20,000 jelly parent, but in your pocket you have 2,000 shillings.
10.
2,000.
2,000.
I'm at 3K. And then like you have this so much pressure, you have to accumulate your pesa ifike 20K. Because of that much pressure, and then you find your friends like, yo niaje kufiti si ukuje hivi tuende tukule. ama let's go out have a drink. Ukifika huko you think like this 2k, can I really make it 20k real soon? No. So let me just spend it, I'll get another one. So it's just an analogy and it's a mentality. Then vile tu utajiprogram.
Why will you get the other one? Nasema to spend here and then I'll get
Kwenye ulipata 2k ndo utapata. So for me with the saving you need discipline, and for investing too pia unahitaji discipline.
That's true.
Sababu you can invest, maybe tuseme like you said you've invested in a chapati business, dividends inakuja, like
Unakula
mapato
pesa.
inakuja every evening. Umepata 2,000 like you go spend it,
yako. You eat that money.
you go spend it elsewhere. Juu unajua tomorrow pia
Jioni
inakuja,
Yeah.
kesho pia ingine inakuja, like this money is coming. Like pia hapo pia you need a plan, an investment plan. You just can't invest tu hivyo tu, like ati niliona Ken amefungua busy ya food huku nampeleka poa, so pia mimi
Nifungue.
acha pia mimi you need a plan, an investment,
Research.
and research. And one thing nitasema on this topic, to me pesa ni boomerang. Money is a boomerang,
Meaning,
comes and goes.
I would do that for
growing
investment.
Eh?
I would use that with the investment. So you throw the money kama invest, inaenda inarudi.
Alafu inakuja.
Yes.
Pesa, and if you save money, like uko na pesa iwezi kusaidia. Like yes uko nayo hapo, haija kusaidia. Like the thing is you need to spend that money for you to be able to get that urge ya kutoka tena kwenda kutafuta tena hiyo pesa. So like pesa ni boomerang. Inakuja ikienda.
okay, I do agree with all of you. And this will be a topic that we have most consensus on many things. So about saving and investing, I have tools that I've used in my own self, and it can help, because the discipline to save is very hard. Especially you've had people say, niko na 1,000, but if I get, I have 100,000, but if I remove 1,000 from that 99,000, that 100,000, then hiyo pesa hata sitajua ilienda wapi. That is true. And it applies to like even the money in the account or the money anywhere, right? So but then if you have some money and you have needs, I've heard of people who starved to death while they had 100,000 in the pocket. I've heard those stories. I've never witnessed, but I've heard. But that's not the way to go about it. The best way to go about saving is, first of all, know what you are saving for and how important it is. And then have a duration, because saving is a sacrifice. Have a time period. For how long will you take to save a certain amount per month so that you can reach that goal? How soon do you want to reach that goal? If you want it accelerated, then you have to tighten the strings.
Yeah.
If you're easy with it, maybe you can stretch it over a long period of time. But if something is really important, and obviously you should only do things that you feel they are important. If something is really truly important and you want to do it, maybe you should reduce the time frame that you have to save. Because again, with the time, a lot of things will come, distractions will come. So you keep it a short period. And then
increase the sacrifices.
You increase the sacrifices. And how do you increase the sacrifices? Let's say you can classify all your expenses to necessary, the absolute necessary, the emergencies, and things you can do without. You can do without a new shoe. You can do without a new jacket, right?
Yeah.
And then make it a decision that I will only spend on the absolutely necessary. So every time you get money out of your pocket, ask yourself, can I do without this expense I'm about to spend on? All right? If it is absolutely necessary, right? If it's absolutely necessary, then there is no point thinking about it or even calculating it. If it's an emergency, and it's a real emergency that needs your attention, there is no point calculating it. So long as you discipline yourself to only spend on things that you absolutely have to, then you by and by, you'll get to the point you want to be. Of course, that will have to come with how much you make.
Yeah.
Because if you are absolute necessary expenses are more than what you earn, we are not even talking about saving. We are talking about borrowing.
Yeah.
You can't sustain your own self. You have to borrow to pay, to top up to pay rent.
Yes.
So first of all, you have to have invested or increase your work ethics or double your incomes to a point where first of all you can meet your basic needs, and then you have something set aside ya sherehe na kusave na nini na nini.